Here's something to ponder: prospects for the 114th Congress. The 113th Congress will be coming to a close next month. Elections are a week away. And no matter which party controls the Senate, it'll probably be a very small majority. Either it'll be 50-50 and Democrats will have majority with a Joe Biden tie-breaking vote, or 51-49 Republican or 52-48 Republican. Those are probably the most likely outcomes. But does that really matter? The House will stay Republican. Republicans will probably pick up 5 to 6 seats. But does majority status really matter? Of course it matters in the sense that, yes, if Republicans are the majority, they'll control the agenda. They'll control the committees. They'll be starting up the new Benghazi Senate investigation, so on and so forth. But does it really matter? What is really going to happen in the next 2 years in Congress, no matter who the majority is? Because neither party in the Senate will have a filibuster-proof majority, and so very little legislation will get done because there'll be no unanimous consent. No matter which party is in the majority, the other one will filibuster, and whichever party is in the majority will probably need 8 to 9 votes from the other party to pass legislation. But don't forget, if Republicans are the majority, that means that they brought down a good 4 to 6 or 3 to 5 Democratic incumbents that are currently serving in the 113th Congress, like Mary Landrieu, like Mark Pryor, like Mark Begich, so on and so forth. Those are the Democratic moderates. Those are the conservative Democrats, really the only ones who would even think to join that 8 or so to vote with Republicans to get Republican legislation passed. So really the only moderate Democrats would be left that Democrats could pick off would be, to get votes, would be Kay Hagan, Joe Manchin, but where are they going to find the other 6 to pass legislation? So very little legislation is going to get done, especially because both parties will be posturing for 2016 for the presidential election. So Republicans will not want to yield to the Tea Party. They will not want to seem too conservative. They'll want to show that they can govern in a responsible way, which means very little is going to get done. We're not going to see tax reform, either corporate or personal tax reform. We probably won't see too much on the immigration reform front. You're not really going to see much of anything. And so while, yes, elections do matter, and while this election in 1 week does matter, as far as I'm concerned and as most people are concerned, no matter who the majority is, no matter who the majority leader is, no matter who the Speaker of the House is, President Obama can still veto legislation. And even if legislation does get to his desk, it's very unlikely that it will, because even with a solid majority in the House, a Senate Republican majority will still get very little legislation done due to the constraints built into the chamber. And so there's something to ponder.